Welcome to join us today. I'm Vivian Shen, Governor of District 31, Zonta International. Zonta is a worldwide service organization established in 1919 in Buffalo, New York, USA. Has been 102 years old already. Its goal is empowering women through service and advocacy to advance the status of women. The first Zonta in Taiwan was formed in 1964, 58 years ago. Zonta divides its more than 1,100 clubs into 32 districts among 62 countries. 25 clubs in Taiwan, plus 2 in Mongolia, together constitute District 31, and I am District 31 Governor, the head officer of the district. Various activities have been organized and held by clubs in Taiwan this biennium, 2020 to 2022. Some cooperated with the local associations. Some cooperated with their local governments. Last November, District 31 successfully cooperated with Love Binti International for a spatial training project. Love Binti International, based in Taipei, Taiwan, is a group of young people full of enthusiasm and passion, have been putting tremendous efforts to help women and girls in Uganda over the past 6 years. Last year, we learned that the young organization is setting a project for teaching women how to use sewing machines as their living tools to improve their lives. To show our support, our Zonta members' support for empowering women economically, and to encourage young people to do hands-on service in Africa. 25 Zonta clubs in Taiwan came together to raise enough funds to donate to Love Binti for buying 250 sewing machines for its training project. Two like-minded organizations, therefore, have built a good partnership through this cooperation. Zonta International District 31 invited 3 members from Love Binti working in Uganda to share their stories and talk about their project today. And due to worrying the connection problem between Taiwan and Uganda might be unstable from time to time. So we chose to use video instead of live way to do their performances. Now, the first one, I would like to invite El Yang. She actually original Taiwanese, executive director, Love Binti International, the founder of Love Binti. She's going to talk about why and how she started Love Binti, the service in Uganda. So, Elle, please.
Hello, everybody. Can everybody hear my voice? Thank you so much. It's my honor, and thank you for the Governor Vivian's introducing. I am Executive Director and the founder of Love Binti. And now I'm going to sharing my screen, and then we can start this journey of storytelling together. Yes. Greetings to you all. Hello, everybody. Greetings to you all. My name is Elle Young, and I'm currently in Uganda. So I pre-recorded this. However, if you have any questions, we can discuss after this. And I'm the founder and executive director of Love Binti International. And it's a great pleasure and honor to work with Zonta International this time. And thank you so much for this great opportunity for us to share the work we have been through together. In this panel, our topic is From Asia to Africa, Gender Equality Through Project of Sewing Machine Magic. And I will be sharing with you my local observations, the real needs, the real magic. So I will be starting with some stories. We are the storytellers, and I would like to tell you a few stories about what we like to call the power of a single story. An ancient farmer story is the first one. This story is passing down through generations and generations. In the story, a farmer told his children, if you want to have food to eat, you have to work hard and water all your plantations every day. If you plant melons, you will harvest melons. If you plant beans, of course, you will harvest beans. So work hard for what you want to get. You cannot expect something would happen on its own. This is the bedtime story for most of our children back home. And I actually carry this teaching with me even still today. In every aspect of my life, to work hard at school, to work hard at jobs, which was assigned to, because you expected something equally. And this is actually the first story. This is the story of a farmer. 6 years ago, I remember it was a nice, cozy weather. I was under a mango tree talking with some cute Ugandan girls. Age varies from primary to secondary school, around 12 to 15, 16. We talked, we joked around, we shared. Topic shifts from culture differences to history of Uganda and to more personal thoughts about their dreams, about the futures, and so on. And still, I remember the first girl, her name is Esther, a primary schooler. She's around 12. She shared with us she wants to be a doctor, actually, when she grow up. And I was actually very surprised. It was amazing to see some kids has such a big dreams. The reason why she wanted to be a doctor is because she witnessed a wonderful doctor that brought her sick family member back to health. And the other girl follow Esther. Her name is Hope. She's around the same age, a bit younger, around 10. She shared that she wants to be a primary school teacher, just like a great teacher that she had at school. I remember vividly at the time that what's in my head was, wow, the dream of these children here in Uganda are really similar to our children back home. And actually, instantly, I feel shame for my thoughts. I often imagine Africa as a dark continent where people lives without hopes. And indeed, it's true. To many people really need help to leave them out of poverty. But since at the time, children there are just like children in other places around the world. They have their dreams and they have their future that's planned. And this is the single story of a mango tree. During the talk under the mango tree, everything seemed so optimistic and vibrant and so promising until the 15-year-old Imelda. She started to talk. Well, I said talk, but actually more like murmured. Her voice was barely heard, even there was only a short distance between us. Despite she speaks in a very low volume, I heard loud and unexpected truth. Here's the story. She used to love and excited about school. She used to have those similar dreams that Esther and Hope started. Little did she know that one day, her time of being a woman had come. Her menstrual cycle started, and she had no knowledge about what it was, not to mention the approach, how to deal with it, how to use anything that is helping, or basically the existence of the sanitary pads. The story continued. Fearful, the shamefulness overwhelmed her when she saw her blood coming through her uniform at school. And kids are started laughing at her. The only solution she knew at the time was to rush home and skip classes every time when the menstrual cycle comes. She found it hard to ask money for the pads from her father because she knew the price for the packs of pads is the same for the budget for the family of entire 10 people for the dinner. She started to use filthy sponge from the mattresses or the paper or plastic bags to substitute pads so that she could keep up with the schedule at school. However, of course, it was too difficult. She didn't make it till the end. When we were talking under that mango tree, being lack of pads and resources, she had already a dropout. And this is a single story of Imelda. The story of the Imelda had me rethink that farmer story that I shared the first one. If you try hard, you will succeed. Theory did not apply to what I heard from Imelda. Think about it. Why is her story so different from what I learned in the farmer's one? And why did she lose her dreams for the future? Unlike the other two girls who were also there under the mango tree. Apparently, after a little while, I noticed that she's a bit older than the other two girls, facing the endless problem coming along with the menstruation. Menstruation itself is actually not a problem. However, if no one ever teach girls what menstruation is, if no one ever helped them to learn to deal with it, they will never get a chance to continue to their studies. Just like the story already said, Imelda dropped out from the school. As a lady myself, at the time when I hear the story, I feel so unbelievable that it's actually true. For me growing up, it's always easy to get the things that I need every month. Even the teacher talked about, even the parents talked about. It has nothing to do with if I had menstruations, I will stop doing something. It never happened. So that feeling is very overwhelmed. And we later found out that there are actually millions of girls in sub-Saharan Africa who has the same story as Imelda. That number was just still in my head even till today. They cannot afford buying pads from shops. They have no choice but only stayed at home whenever their menstrual periods came. To fulfill the dream not only requires hard work, like the farmer's stories, but also a secure environment and safe environments that allows people to work hard. The power within the story had overtaken me and made me desperate to find the solutions for these girls who have the same stories as Imelda. After hearing story under the mango tree, I noticed the power of one story can be. So an idea came to my mind. And that idea is, even till today, it still sounds very crazy. What if I can share the stories I heard under the mango tree in Uganda to people around the world? What kind of power can that generate? That sparks in my head was just wondering. I was so eager and ready to do so. So I began to write, and luckily, I gathered a group of people who had the same heart that we started an organization called Love Binti. Love Binti means love girls in Swahili, a common language spoken in Eastern Africa. We teach girls how to make their own reusable pads, how to sew, how to cut. At the really beginning, we just want to help them. But later we found out it's still not enough to change the situations. People love to say, give woman a fish, she will eat for the day. Teach woman to fish, she will eat for a lifetime. A little while after we teach them, we found out, but what they didn't say, it would be nice to give them a fish rod so that they can start fishing, so that the system is running. You provide the fabric, they learn the skills, and now they have things that they continue doing. It's the cycle. And this is the part that the analogy is missing, the fish rod. So what this idea remind us, we adjust our approach to be more sustainable. And we follow the guidance of UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Hence, besides pad making workshop, we also involve girls and women in other training courses, which prepare the fish rod for them so that they can use in the future. And here is where the Zonta International helps came in. We established the training centers, and in the training centers, we need sewing machines for the ladies to train, to learn. In the training centers, we had include basic tailoring skills, finance classes, and knowledge of menstrual hygiene, health educations. And after the class, they gain the skills, then here it's the most important thing. We provide the business startup kits. It's a type of microfinance loans projects. After they finish the training, we provide materials, needles, threads, and sewing machines for girls and women to continually creating their own stories. These loans are where the magic begins. Since the first conversation under that mango tree, I'm happy to share with everybody now that Imelda has gone back to school and she is preparing for her A-levels now, which is a test for university. And Imelda's story has dramatically changed by its own power. Because of the story, we got to know the problem facing by many girls and inspiring us to start the organizations. And also because of story, many people like us here today in the Zoom learn the needs of these girls. Imelda's testimony is not just a single story. It's a story of millions of girls. With the power of all the stories under the mango trees, 6 years passed, and Love Binti now had 3 well-designed models: community empowerment, wash, and cornerstone. These enable us to make sure every girls and women to be able to thrive and rewrite their own story, no matter what circumstances they are in. Till today, the impact of a single story under the mango tree has rewrite over 140,000 girls and women's story. It's quite a lot amount to imagine with one spark of the idea in the head, and now 140,000 girls being learned and being taught. We have been visits over 1,000 different communities, churches, villages, and schools, and many other dots on the map of future target area. With the sewing machine loan project with Zonta, we are aiming to add some twist into the story of 1 million girls and women to economically empower the woman from the roots, to tackle the poverty from the roots by giving them the power. by giving them the power to write their own stories that we heard under the mango tree. There are many stories that haven't been heard still, but it does not mean they do not exist. They are silent, yet they are loud. Story matters, many stories matters. Girls' stories are once broken and dark, but now the stories are complete and bright. Stories can break the dignity for girls, but stories can also repair the broken dignity for them. Together with more people who is willing to share women's stories in the future, we're certain we can make more magic happen for the girls under the mango trees. And thank you for joining the panel talk today. Thank you for That Me Talk first, and thank you Zonta International for supporting and making this happen for those who I need. From a pad to microfinance law, to more structural solutions and framework. Love Binti has evolved into a sustainable-oriented NGOs nowadays. And following the speakers is Sophie, who is going to carry out the magic of the stories by sharing our framework we use in different projects. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elle. Wonderful introduction. Lovely stories under mango trees. Can you imagine the stories under mango trees? Developed so many good things happened to Uganda women and girls, and even the other 9 countries in Africa. Only today, I realize the word Binti is from Swatini. And actually, I saw a group of NGO members in Republic of China, it means Taiwan Embassy to Swatini right now, watching our performances today. And I will say, after all speeches completed, I would like to invite the group of NGO members from Swatini to make some echoes. Okay, so now I will invite Sophie Norland from Denmark. I prefer to say she's from Denmark to Taiwan and then to Uganda. Manager and social media manager, Love Binti in Uganda. She is going to tell her stories to us right now. Sophie?
Hello. Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Our connection is not so good, but let's try. So my name is Sophie, and I'm a project manager and graphic designer for Love Binti, and I'm right now in Uganda, Kampala. So yes, let's start the presentation. Hello, everyone. This is Sophie Norlund, sitting in Uganda. Thank you for joining, and on the behalf of me and my colleagues, I want to say thank you for letting us join this amazing platform. So I'm gonna start my presentation. Allow me to share my screen. Good. So the topic I'm going to talk about today is from being a volunteer to model framework building. So my story is a bit unusual when it comes to getting into the volunteer work. I'm originally a graphic designer from Denmark, and I've been working for a Danish brand for 5 years, and then COVID hit. So I decided to quit my job and move to Taiwan with my partner. While I was there and I was trying to search for a job, I got connected to Love Binti and started volunteering for Love Binti and was very interested in all the women empowerment projects. And I wanted to help out as much as possible. So I helped out at the Taiwan office. Later on, me and my partner is an architect for Love Binti. We were suggested to go to Uganda. My partner had a lot of construction work down there that he had to oversee, and we said, okay, let's go to Uganda. Let's try that out. And we live what's called The Light, which is Love Binti's testing facility. And I was very excited being there, and I could really feel that I could use all my administrative and organizing skills, and of course my creative skills at the testing facility. And then I just found so much joy with working with the local people there. And it ended up with me being appointed a manager at the Light. So now it's my second home. So this was a little bit about my background. Now I would like to tell more about the three models which Love Binti is built upon. And that is, as you see here, community empowerment, cornerstone, and wash. Beginning with community empowerment, the purpose behind that is where we provide resources and training for agriculture, tailoring, livestock farming, and so on. With Cornerstone, we create and improve public facilities to help building a stronger community. And the last one is WASH, where we improve water, sanitation, and hygiene in the local community. So I will now talk about each model more in details, starting with community empowerment. So in community empowerment, we empower people in need in rural communities and in the city slum. We provide and we motivate people with skills that will give them self-esteem and will improve their lives for the better. So take, for example, our training centers, our tailoring centers, which are located in the slums of Kampala here in Uganda. At our tailoring centers, we teach mainly women and young ladies and mothers who are looking for a better future. So we have experienced seat teachers that teaches, of course, in tailoring, and then entrepreneurship. And we give them knowledge and, of course, creativity, which can lead into a job or starting their own business. Besides tailoring projects, we have also community empowerment projects that are directed more towards agriculture. And that could be, for example, mushroom, beehives, and our seedling projects. With agriculture projects, we assist the farmers to solve challenges with production, storage, and the quality check of the crops they can provide. And then also transportation to the supplier, the one they're supplying. Since 2021, we had help from a professional agriculture volunteer that you see here. And she helps with building knowledge using her own skills and the knowledge that the villager already have when it comes to farming, and combines it and creates a guideline for the agriculture projects. And this comes to show especially in our seedling project when it comes to the grafting process, the transplantation, fertilizing, management, and harvesting. So we are trying to teach the best practices to the farmers and to ensure that they get a better yield and a better income. Labinti constantly update our projects' best practices to ensure that each community can realize the full potential of the community empowerment projects. And then, of course, in the end, create a better livelihood. So next model I will talk about is Cornerstone. With Cornerstone, we improve and connect the community with improved public facilities, and especially education facilities. That could be classrooms and the kitchen and toilets and so on. And these facilities would then be the cornerstone or like the foundation of the community. We work closely with schools and churches and enforce that part of the community that really brings the people together. So I will talk a little bit of a school renovation project we have going on right now. So this is school renovation is a big project in Cornerstone model. And that's because we believe that a good school environment is very important for the students to like enhance the curiosity when it comes to learning. And unfortunately, a lot of the schools in rural areas in Uganda don't have the proper learning environment for the children, basically because of lack of economy and also the knowledge of how to create a better learning space. We try to show the communities how to build a better learning space, and also to show the community how you can use sustainable materials in a construction. And by sustainable materials, I'm talking about natural materials that is easy, accessible for the villager, which is also cheaper. And for example, when we are renovating classrooms, we are not just using concrete as you would usually do when it comes to plastering the walls. We try to use natural mix of sand, soil, and straw that creates a really, really strong plastic material for the walls. And this is also a well-known method in some parts of Uganda when you are building smaller houses. So this is what you see up here in this picture. One of the schools we continue to renovate since 2018 is the Good Samaritan School in Mukono district in Uganda. And it has to be said that, as everyone maybe know, that the schools in Uganda has almost been closed for 2 years. And the kids were not able to go to school in this period. So, of course, that's been a real shame and hit a lot of families and kids when it comes to their education. On the bright side, if you can say that, we had the opportunity to make a bigger projects at the school since the kids were not around. And we could have brand new rooms ready for the kids when they return here in 2022 in January. So we are happy to have the kids back. So now I'm very excited to tell you about our newest addition to the Cornerstone model, which is the mud stove or the rocket stove. To introduce the mud stove, I have to talk about the issues when it comes to cooking in Uganda. Whenever you're visiting a household with a kitchen or cooking area, you will be, and especially in the rural areas, you will be met with a lot of smoke, as you see here. Sorry. And you will see the women and the children sitting and chatting and preparing food right in the middle of the constant smoke. And the cooking environment is often like a small house or a shed like this, where there's no ventilation whatsoever. You could see here how the wood has just turned black from the smoke, and also here. The people, and especially women and children, are very exposed to air pollution, and is caused by the way of cooking and the stove they're using. In the rural village in Uganda, most of the households are still using what is called a freestone stove. And a freestone stove is basically free stones placed directly on the ground. And then you can have your saucepan or your pot on top of the stones. And this can cause a lot of smoke because you have the air coming directly in from so many sides. And it is also, as you can see, very unstable, which can cause a big safety issue. So how can we change the way of cooking with freestone stove? We at Love Binti learned a technique that reduces the smoke and the usage of firewood, and it's much safer to be around. We call it the rocket stove. So the rocket stove, it's much more closed and compact and tall. And it's also important for us to try and use more natural materials, so it's more easy accessible for the villagers, and it's cheaper and easier to construct. The rocket stove is still under development, and we are finding out how we can easily spread this project within the communities. So we're also getting a lot of help from the youth, and have all these testing households who are testing the stove. And so far, the reviews have been very positive. Now I would like to introduce my second home, which is the Light. That is Love Binti's testing facility, or what we call an empowerment school, that is based in the Mukono district in Uganda. Oh, sorry. Most of the newer projects from our free models has been developed here, like when it comes to livestock farming, rabbits, poultry, sorry, and also, of course, a lot of our agriculture projects. So just like the projects, this testing facility is constantly evolving and growing. And it has become Love Binti's space for researching, experimenting, and realizing all these amazing ideas and tasks. Each staff at the Light is assigned to an individual projects, and they will get somehow an ownership of this project, and will learn all the basics behind the project. They will be in control of the management, and if there's issue, they will research how to do better, and so on. So they get complete ownership of this project, and some in the future they will be able to teach others, or if they leave the Light, they will be able to start their own business. The Light is also the home of Love Binti's volunteers. We are currently now housing two very, very sweet volunteers from Taiwan. And one has a master in urban development and management, and she helps us with community development projects. And our other volunteer has a major in agronomy, sorry. And she helps us, of course, with the agriculture projects at the Light, and see how to expand her knowledge to the community and teaching them how to grow different vegetables and change their way of farming to be more sustainable and profitable. So lastly, but not least, I'm going to talk about the WASH model. This model is where within we improve water, sanitation, and hygiene in local communities. let's start with the bio-toilet, as you see here. What is a bio-toilet? The bio-toilet is also known as a dry toilet. It's a type of toilet that treats the human waste by a biological process of composting. That means the human waste will be stored underneath the toilet, as you see here. And here it will get mixed with natural materials like ashes and sawdust. And that will help preventing the breeding of insects and bad odor. So the final compost, which is stored here, can be used after a period of time once the bacteria are not as active and fully compost. And there it can be used around fruit trees like a banana plantation and so on. Next, we have a rainwater filter system. And this is a rainwater harvesting system, which is an accessible alternative water supply that can simply tap into the resources from the sky. In 2021, we constructed 2 rainwater filter systems and increased the water resilience for the community. The last improved water resource I would like to talk about, the borehole construction we have. So currently we are constructing 2 types of water supply, the hand pump borehole and the solar pump borehole. And the reason why we construct boreholes is that if people don't have safe water supply, they often retrieve water from unsafe sources, like this very, very dirty pond you can see here. And this can, of course, result in waterborne diseases like malaria or diarrhea, amongst others. Another reason is women and children are often the ones who are responsible for fetching water. So we construct boreholes that can reduce the distance and save them time and effort and frees up time for other important things like your homework or cooking for your family. We at Love Binti International have take the initiative to provide better water sources that are safe, clean, and accessible. And in 2021, we have been able to accomplish 9 boreholes. In Uganda, we have 5. There's 1 in South Sudan, and then 3 in Eswatini. So this was the 3 models of Love Binti: community empowerment, cornerstone, and wash. And all the projects are helping empowering women in Africa and making their daily life much easier. So I would like to hand it over to my colleague Susan, who is doing her sewing magic on the ground in our tailoring centers, or helping at the reusable pad sewing workshops. And I would like to thank Zonta for helping us, Love Binti, to empower women in Africa. And I would like to thank CSW for inviting us all to this amazing event. Thank you so much. So that was me. Bye-bye, everyone.
Wow, it's amazing. From bio toilet to kitchen stove, from clean water to borehole, from agricultural project to sewing machine project. Love Binti really taking care of all the aspects of the daily life of Uganda people. And anyway, I was really stunned by all your efforts. And thank you, Sophie, for such wonderful introduction about 3 models. Well done. So now, may I invite Suzanne Ablo Okai from Uganda, project manager, Love Binti in Uganda. Her story is about a slum girl became an active volunteer to empower the other women. Suzanne.
Hello, everyone. My name is Susan Abelo Okai. We apologize. We have a lot of issues with our internet here. And thank you so much, Zonta and everyone, for supporting us at Love Binti, and for everyone who has logged on today towards this presentation. We thank you. Let me go ahead and make my presentation. Thank you. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Susan Abelo Okaye from Love Binti International, and I feel so privileged to be making a presentation on this platform today. Kindly allow me to share my screen. Once again, is Susan Abelo Okaye. I am the project manager for Love Binti International in Uganda since Love Binti's inception in 2018. I have an over 10 years experience working with women and girls in Uganda, especially in the slum areas. I have advocated for proper menstrual health and hygiene. I have worked with young girls, ensuring that they get the education that they deserve, because it's a right for each and every girl to attain education, just like our male counterparts. And I have also ensured that the older women or the adult women acquire skills that will help them to lead a much more sustainable life. I was born in the slums of Chibuli, the outskirts of Kampala. And I must say, it was really challenging growing up. I saw so many of my colleagues and age mates at that time drop out of school. I saw so many girls get pregnant at a very early stage in life. I saw so many dreams being shattered very early in life. And I was one of the very lucky few girls to make it to higher institutions of living, of study. Some students or some girls made it, completed primary school and joined secondary school, but they were not able to complete secondary school. Some of them were affected by the adverse poverty in the homes. Some of them were affected by different issues. Others got pregnant early in life. Others got into drug addiction. And some of them got into sex trade. The slum community where I was born and raised was a place where you cannot feel secure. Even today, at my age, I still do not feel very secure moving around those streets by myself because of the so many social injustices that affect women and girls in the area. Having grown up in such an environment, I have seen how women in slums suffer the burdens of single-handedly raising children and feeding for them. I have seen the cries of the women, and I vowed to make a difference in the lives of women, to ensure that they lead a more sustainable life, to ensure that they live a more dignified life. And that's when I chose to rise. I choose to rise as a slum girl. I choose to rise as a woman from the slums. I choose to rise as someone who has seen firsthand all the effects of poverty and social injustices on women in the slums. And that is where our journey of training centers starts from. In 2018, after Love Binti was launched, we started a campaign to empower women. And we started by setting up training centers, knowing that we are creating a space where women will come and get empowered, women will come and get inspired, women will come and find hope, women will come and find healing. We started our training centers in 2019. And since then, we have empowered over 640 women and girls. We have 4 training centers, one at Makerere University, where we have so far trained 200 girls and women. And you may ask yourself, why the university? For us at Love Binti, we believe that we use the university as a place to bridge the gap between the community and the university. For every woman who has gone through our training center at Makerere University, there is more pride in them. There is more hope in them. There is a lot of gratitude in them, and they feel they too are humans and they have achieved it in life. We have the Harvest Training Center. The Harvest Training Center is located in the heart of Kabalagala, a place very well known for sex trade and child labor. And for us at Love Binti, we believe that this is a rehabilitating ground where girls and women who have gone through different kinds of trauma in life are being rehabilitated. Their lives are being restored, and they are being empowered to become better people. We had a training center at Marina in Lira. This too was a rehabilitating ground for us. A rehabilitating ground for IDPs. IDPs means internally displaced people. As most of the world is aware, Uganda has suffered insurgency in the northern parts for over very many years. And since then, so many women and girls were deprived of social services. They were deprived of education. They were deprived of so many things. And as Love Binti, us coming to Marina, particularly in Lira, meant that we are enabling, we are empowering the girl child. We are empowering these young mothers, these outcast women to become better in life. And we have our most recent training center called the Kikaya Training Center. This training center was birthed amidst COVID. And because in Uganda, so many girls were affected by COVID in a way that they ended up getting pregnant since they were out of school, and the situation was kind of tense for them, and some men and boys took advantage of them. We believed that creating a training center for these adolescent girls would keep them more engaged and enable them have a better positive mindset and impact in life. In the Kikaya Training Center so far, it is the youngest. We have trained 80 adolescent girls. And that is our story. That is our journey. This is how we have been empowering the girls. So practically, the Love Binti Training Centers enrolls women for a period of 3 months. And during this 3 months period, we train the women on hygiene, health, and menstrual health and care. We do train them on business issues. We empower them to be able to manage businesses, small-scale businesses, and we teach them tailoring. In one of the pictures you will see over there, you'll see a woman well-dressed in her graduation gown. This is how we empower them. You know, the graduation attire has power in it. For every woman who puts on a graduation attire, especially for us here in Africa, they feel power, they feel hope. There is a lot of ignition. There is a lot of of stuff that cannot be mentioned. There is a lot of power in the graduation gown. So after the 3 months of training, we will have these women put on their graduation gown. And those are the kinds of smiles that you will see. The women and the girls feel empowered, they feel better. And at the end of it all, a woman who possibly never attended school will be able to sit or manage her small scale business in a much better way because they have been transformed. Their mindset is changed. They know how to count. They know how to balance their books of accounts. They know how to run the business. They know how to communicate. They know how to sew. And for us, this is where we see power. Because of our training centers, today we can boast of over 640 women and girls who have been trained, who have been transformed, who have been given power to manage, power to rule, power to reign in their businesses, in their homes, and in their house facilities. I'd like to share some examples of people that we have had, of testimonies that we have had. 28-year-old Daphne came to our training center in 2019. She came eager to learn how to sew. A single mother who needed a skill that would enable her sustain her life and the life of her child. When Daphne joined the Love Beauty Training Center, Daphne knew she's coming to learn how to sew, but she was awestruck when she realized that there is much more than sewing. There is much more than managing a sewing machine. She learned how to make reusable pads, and this was the epitome of Daphne's bliss. When Daphne learned how to know the reusable pads, she was reminded of her past life, of how she was affected and abused due to menstruation. At a certain point in time in her life, Daphne did not have proper menstrual protection. And her heart yearned for the young girls who do not have proper menstrual protection. That is when Daphne started a movement of training girls at her own cost to train them how to make reusable sanitary pads. Today, Daphne has trained over 1,000 girls in her community. And we as Love Beauty are so proud of Daphne. She is now our seed teacher, going out watering seeds, planting seeds and watering them so that we have more young people with visions to empower others, with visions to help improve the status of women in the community. Beatrice here, as you can see, was one of our students at Love Beauty. She used to come to the training center with her baby. Beatrice was abandoned by her husband, left and rejected without any care or support for her, not even her children. When Beatrice joined the Love Beauty Training Center, she was empowered. She learned how to sew. She learned how to protect her body. She learned how to have a voice for herself. She learned how to manage her household. She learned how to manage a business. Today, Beatrice works together with a group of other women. They make African crafts and they even export them out of the country. Beatrice's life has changed. It is not the same anymore. She is in a better state. She leads a much more sustainable life, able to take care of herself, able to take care of her children, running her household properly, and managing her life effectively. Those are the testimonies that we have. Next is Victoria. Victoria, just like Daphne, joined us in 2019, a very timid, shy girl. No one would take her seriously in life. But after she joined us, oh my goodness, her life has changed. She's been able to learn how to save, and slowly through her little meager savings, Victoria has been able to start up her own workshop. You can see her standing right in front of her workshop. She's been able to run her life better. She's been able to counsel other young girls in the same situation that she was in before. Victoria leads a more sustainable life today. She has money. All of us know money is power. She has the voice. All of us know that she who has a voice has control over herself, has control over her body, and has control over the things that pertaining her life. This is Victoria. These three are a few of the testimonies that we have had at Love Binti. We have hundreds and hundreds of testimonies of people who have been impacted positively through sewing, positively through the training centers that we have. We do not only do sewing, but we also go to communities, as you will see in the pictures, and do menstrual health and hygiene workshops. We train young girls how to make the reusable pads. We're out in Karamoja, up north, down south, all over the country. We've even got the privilege of training inmates. In yellow clothes are inmates. We've got an opportunity to train them because when they are in prison, I mean, periods have no barriers. A menstrual period does not know when to stop. Whether you are in prison, whether you are at school, wherever you are at that time of the month, and flow will surely come. So for us, it is an opportunity to train all these people, to go all over the country and train and empower these young people with all these simple skills of using a t-shirt, of using a cotton cloth, and make yourself a menstrual pad. We've gone to communities where people do not have access to anything at all, and they use sand. And for us, it is a privilege to go to these communities and empower them. Now, I want to share my purpose and motivation in life. I desire to work together with all other women and with all other partners worldwide to raise and improve the standard of women and girls in the slums. As I told you when I was starting, I am a slum girl. I know what slum girls go through. I have the story to tell. And together, when we work together, we can hold a slum girl's hand and make them better. Let's recreate another Susan. Let's recreate another girl. Let's empower another girl and improve their standard of living. I desire to create a cadre of resilient and confident women and girls in the slums, rising above the social myths and stereotypes labeled upon them in the communities. In the slums, when someone is from the slums, it is a mockery. When you say, I am from Chibuli, everyone is wondering, oh, either you're a harlot, you're a prostitute, you're a drug addict or something. So I desire to create a cadre of resilient and confident women from the slums and to develop a crew of financially independent women and girls that are making a difference and creating an impact through sewing. That is why we go ahead to train girls and women the skill of sewing. Now, our best practices. Working with slum people for the slum people is a very important practice. We cannot get someone from high class to work with the slum people. They will not understand them. They will not understand their status. They will not understand their language. So for us, this is a best practice. Identifying Susan, a slum girl, to work with the slum people is a best practice. Working with churches and local leaders is a best practice, and training these people using the local language. Mark you, most of these people do not really know how to read and write. We have empowered and trained people who do not know how to read and write. We have identified and recruited trainers who speak to them in the language most applicable to them. They bring down all these core training words and bring them down to the most simplest local language so that they can understand what they are being told. And of course, breaking down the communication barrier. by speaking and talking to them in ways that they understand. Our future plan is to grow this empowerment project to be able to reach 1 million disadvantaged women and girls. There's a writer who once said that, and one day she discovered that she was fierce and strong and full of fire, and that not even she could hold herself back because her passion burned brighter than her fears. That writer is called Mark Anthony. I call upon all of us to help this other woman discover that she is fierce. We need to help another woman discover that she is strong and she is full of fire. And when we do that, the women will arise. The women in the slums will arise. The women in Africa will arise. And the passion that burns within them will overcome all their fears. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Wow, fantastic speech. Susan herself is a testimony from a slum girl to become a volunteer, full of hope, power, and fire. Suzanne, I wish your dream will come true very soon to create 1 million Suzannes, 1 million disadvantaged women and girls.
Thank you.
To empower them to have a better life. Really, thank you for your presentation today. We learned a lot from you. Okay, now I will invite Professor Lilian Wang give us her speech today, especially on women economic empowerment. Lilian?
Hello. Hi, Governor. Thank you for invitation to join this session. Yes, after 3 young girls' presentation, it's really hard for me to make a very short and sincere comment to this session. But I will try my best because it's really, really impressive from all of you, which impress, I think, all the audience here as well. Since La Binti shared their story about how they empower local people, empower women and girls, particularly in Africa and Uganda. So as a member of Zonta International, as the District 31's UN Committee Chair, I really want to share my answer to the Zonta International, our project overseas, which is so crucial for our members' cohesion to do something over the world, over the overseas. And thank you. This is a great chance to build up Zonta International District 31 and Love Binti. I think this is a great partnership program between 2 women's advocacy and service program between 2 countries. And so please, I'm going to use my PowerPoint to share my impression and the comment for this session. I set up my tongue from this project from Asia to Africa, gender equality through project Sewing Machine Magic. When I did this proposal applied to the NGO CSW, we really expect what is the meaning under this project can gain from our contribution of the Zonta International in District 31. And finally, we feel this is the right choice and right decision to helping women all over the world. And I'm working in the Department of Social Work, National Taiwan University. I'm also the UN Committee Chair, District 31 Zonta International. So that's let you a little background you might want interest in. Let you know a little bit about me. Next, please. And Zonta International with the vision of working women and girls through advocacy and a service program. And today we can see how NGO can play the platform to share the stories, to build up a consensus between different entities who are interested to help girls and women to achieve gender equality and to achieve SDGs goals, including the first one, poverty, SDG 5, gender equality, and SDG 17, partnership, public-private partnership programs and the goals. So this is a great opportunity to share through the platform NGO and to share the story with the best practice to the world. Next, please. And my part of sharing about my remark comment, my remarks and comment will be 3 parts. First part, background of Zonta Binti Partnership Project. And second part is program significance from economic empowerment perspective. And the last part is the impact of Zonta Binti Partnership Project. Next, please. And why Zonta be a part of this project? Simply to say, we just want to empowering women in the disadvantaged situation, particularly in Africa. And we trust Lab Binti has done a great job through a lot of information we gathered. So we think accountability, responsibility, and kind of initiative program has been done by Binti. So we try to get contact and try to get kind of a support to the Lab Binti. Thank you. Next, please. And this is a little background about Taiwan-based organization, Zonta International D31 has been working very hard to share our enthusiasm to Lab Binti. And then, as you might know, we have a kind of a local clubs in Taiwan, and we all share our caring and concerning about girls and women in Africa, particularly in Uganda. Next, please. And with the background of the Zonta International, aligned with international the courses of the missions of Zonta International. That's why we decide to help the women and girls in Africa. Next, please. And as you might know, Zonta International has done a lot of international projects helping girls and women particularly. And first one might be like related to child marriage, and second one is related to violence against women and girls. And the third one is kind of educational program in certain countries. So this is something we can see in Zonta International. I mean, in Zonta international level, mostly delivered by the international Zonta. But today we talk about the District 31's project, which has been delivered through the Binti. Next, please. And as you have heard, the persons from L or the person from like Susan or Sophie, they use a lot of economic empowerment concept where they're talking about the sewing machine magic or talking about tailoring centers or tailoring project. So I just want to let you know what is economic empowerment in our project particularly. We use the UN's comment about the meaning of empowerment economically through the project. The first thing is we had to think about how to empower women's ability to participate equally in existing markets. So we can see La Binti get very concrete and a very practical program for our women in Uganda, which can build up their ability to be independent economically through the sewing machine magic. And secondly, the meaning of the economic empowerment is to empower women access to the kind of productive resources. So that's why we deliver resources to them and have them have accessibility to have a decent work. And the third part is to increase the voice and agency and then meaningful participation in economic decision making. Like we have the testimony from when a person called Victoria, it's something show this kind of a future of economic empowerment. Next, please. And after this, we move to the second part regarding our program significance. You can see a lot of discussion from the personal experience of the project meaning. Let me try to address a little bit more. Next, please. And you can see that the project start to redefine the problem defined is so crucial and set up the value for the project. And you also can hear what is consensus building through kind of tailoring center. And you also had how program develop into different kind of perspective of economic program. And the third one, we might do a program evaluation after the Abilities humanitarian project done more later. Next, please. And what is we called women's economic empowerment. In fact, we wish can reach the several goals. First one is economic stability, and hopefully we can see women there can find overcome their financial stress, and also enrich the community participation, not only women but the men, and then build up the better life in the future, well-being in the future. Next, please. And Zonta and La Binti partnership project share a lot. There's some very detailed information around in 4 parts, as I mentioned before, but we don't have much time to go detail, but let you know, this is the goal. This is a partnership program can enrich the life of and the well-being of people, and not only the women, girls, but also the family and the community over Uganda. Thank you. Uganda, sorry. Next, please. And this is something we have seen from the project illustration from 3 speakers. First one, the women's capacity building, and also community capital building. So when the three young women deliver the community empowerment, yes, this is something we feel very important. So not only women's capacity building, but also we can see community capacity capital building is so crucial for the this project. So highly appreciate their presentations. So we can see, yes, it is the way helping women and help community, and which we can help family and which the help next generation. Next, please. And you also can see there are 5 main characteristics from this project. And the first one is volunteering, or not non-profit organization can make so much difference. And secondly, you can see legal framework between the country's expectation, Taiwan or even Uganda. And you can see the partnership. And also you can see value is so important to build up the relationship between the two, Zonta International and La Binti. And finally, we wish to see transactional nature of the work through this sewing machine magic later. Next, please. And finally, just let you what I have seen from this project we call impact Zonta and Lability Partnership Project. Next, please. And first one, we can see this program. We call it We. We means women's economic empowerment. So this is so much impression again from the three speakers. First one, economic equality, and try to delete discriminatory in the word, particularly for the community in Uganda, and share the home and family care with a game changer for development. We can see the impact. We can be the game changer, and women can be the game changer as well. Next, please. And another impact we can see that we is about economic equality. So closing the gap, gender gap, and also can increase job opportunity, and also we can see the access to loan. I think you have heard a lot of small loan from this magic plan. Next, please. And finally, we wish we can be the game changer for the woman, and women not only for the work, but also they can change the family and change the community and change the nations. Next, please. And this impact, we can see, yes, there's some men already involved in this program. And as you know, he for she can make so much magic for the gender equality. So hopefully we can see the magic happen in the future, because in Uganda project or by Lability program already involve men in the program. Next, please. And the transition to the net zero must be the gender inclusive in the future and promote women's economic empowerment through the gender inclusive. This is the key in the future as well. Next, please. And to conclude, we need more about economic empowerment through this project. And we wish we can cooperate later through more academic guidelines for the practice, best practice in the future as well. Next, please. And finally, I would say thank you. Give Zonta International D31 this best chance to cooperate with Lability, incorporating the project, helping girls and women through many kinds of perspective of programs to shape their future and the next generation. So hopefully we can continue through SDG expectation and achieve gender equality and achieve the goal of empowering women, empower their family, and empower the community to build up better community or build up empowering community in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you for your sharing of the stories and the project.
Thank you, Professor Lillian. We can see due to time limit. Actually, Professor Lillian shortened her report already. But anyway, your academic analysis are always valuable and meaningful for us. And thank you for your comment and recommendations. And now, may I just ask the NGO members in Swatini to give some of your echoes for today's event. Is anyone will represent that NGO? Joseph, are you still there? Okay, who's going to speak? Are you ready? Who's going to speak? As I understand, actually, Lability also have kind of cooperation with NGO in Swatini, right, Elle?
Oh, as a matter of fact, we actually registered an NGO down in Eswatini since 2018. And we currently have director who is traveling there in Eswatini now on the airplane. So we do a little bit project every year, but heavily it's related to WASH. Yes, so thank you so much. This is a little project that we did in Eswatini. I think Joseph's side is ready.
Okay, good. So Joseph, you can speak now. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. Did you switch on your microphone? How about your microphone? Okay. Are you ready now? So that's why we are really worried about the connection between Taiwan and other countries, because it's really a remote country from Taiwan. So as I was saying, I remembered Sophie mentioned of there are 3 boreholes in Swatini, right? Sophie, do you know?
Well, yes, I think this I can reply. Yes, we have 3 boreholes. One is close in Buzumuya, and another in Liba. Yes, and that is the cooperations with the organizations called Iris Global. That's why we had a borehole there in Liba. And the last one is Manzini, which is big. I think people in Eswatini know it's a big city, but it's a capital now. Catholic churches Caritas that we cooperate with them.
Okay,
yes.
And as I know, actually you also have different, I mean, how to say that, organizations cooperate with you in among maybe 8 or 9 countries in Africa, right?
Yes, well, 8 to 9 is actually too much. We are more focusing on southern parts and then eastern part of Africa. So we have worked with the people from Tanzania, people from Kenya, people from South Sudan, and also Rwanda. Oh, so in some part it's down south in South Africa and Mozambique and Eswatini. So that's our focusing.
Yeah, well done.
But different area has different needs. So different projects are scattered. It's not all the project that Sophie mentions are in all the country. No, it's more specific, tailored to its need.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So Sophie, Josephine,
Hello.
are you ready?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, please.
Yeah.
You can speak now.
Yes, a comment that I would like to make now. It is what Susan shared, that she was once a Muslim, but now after that she was able to train others. So what you have shared with us, it has motivated us that we can make an impact on other women out there, because as we are learning the skills, then we can teach others so that we can live in freedom.
Okay, Suzanne, can you answer this question?
Just ask her to repeat.
Kindly repeat, the network is breaking. What's the question?
Okay, can you repeat the question? Yeah.
It was not a question, but I was appreciating what she has shared with us, that because she was there, she was able to relate with the girls that because she was in that environment, she is able to relate to the girls with the language that they understand. And she trained them. She was trained, and after that, because of that empowerment, she was able to empower others. So this is eye-opening to us that as we are being empowered, we have to empower others.
Yes, that is very important. Empowerment should be a cycle. It should be like a relay. You empower me, I empower another one, and the other one also keeps, the empowerment process keeps going on. When we continue to do that, then the lives of women will surely be transformed all throughout the ages.
True.
Okay.
Wow, thank you so much.
All right, thank you for joining us anyway. So in conclusion, I have to say, from mango tree to Lapinti, from Lapinti to women economic empowerment, what meaningful message delivered by today's presenters. And I believe all our audience were touched and inspired by a Lapinti girl's spirit of hands-on service. It's not easy to cope with many difficulties and barriers that we hardly imagine, and made such great achievements to improve the lives of these advantaged women and girls. We Zonta members in Taiwan admire and also are proud of what Lapindi has done, and will continue our partnership to empower women through service and advocacy. And once again, thanks to all speakers for their wonderful presentation today. And thank you all for your participation. Good night.
All right. Hello. Can
Yes.
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, hello. Sorry, Chair, for the interruption.
Oh,
we
okay.
have another group who already helped the girls to do the sewing machine project for 3 years, and they're trying to help them to commercialize their products. And I don't know if you do still have time for them to share their experiences with you.
We've been recorded by CSW authority. So anyway, after 90 minutes, I think all our talking will be cut off. But how to say that? The Zoom meeting is still here. You can, I think we can change our points of view. No problem.
All right, so may I call Toki to get in? Toki, are you online?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me? Hi. Hello, everyone. Sophie,
could you please also introduce yourself? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies. I must first say thank you so much for sharing such wonderful stories to us, people of Eswatini. We are so very grateful, and we're so humbled to have people like you who are so caring and really wanting to share. I'll just like to share my story with the team as well, because I'm a Swati woman who's working in the textile industry in Eswatini. We do a lot of sewing. So I think it was back in 2019 when COVID started hitting our country so badly, with a lot of other countries actually. And then we started a project whereby we are working with the rural women that are so much in need, knowing that after COVID or during the COVID era, there's going to be a lot of challenges for them to actually even know how to work and make some living. And then we started that sewing project with the rural women. Right now, we have about 120 women that we're working with from the rural areas of Eswatini. We have changed something that I don't know if you have seen the containers. We have the shipping containers that we have made it up to look like mini factories, whereby we are using it at the rural area where these women are coming from. We teach them how to sew, and we show them how to make things, garments that is from the waste fabric that we're collecting from the factories in the Matapa region, in the region where the textile factories are coming from. So they are doing a lot of things. They started doing the face masks during the era of the COVID, and we were teaching them how to make sanitary pads as well. Now we are teaching them how to even do underwears using the waste fabric that we're getting from all this textile factories that are in Eswatini. It is a beautiful project that is growing leaps and bounds, and it's working with young girls and working with people living with disability that we have in the Kingdom of Eswatini. There's quite a lot of them, but they are now benefiting from this project. We have a campaign rather in Eswatini where they are saying away with plastics for the shopping centers. You know, we're stopping the plastic because of course they're dirtying the environment. But now we are teaching these women how to sew shopping bags. And we have a link with the chain stores in Eswatini where these women, they're producing and they're selling to the chain stores in Eswatini. It is a program that I really feel very proud of, and I see the growth and I see how it is really working in assisting the rural women. So what I was hearing, the sharing that you did for us today, I am so proud to even share my story with the team, because it is a beautiful story. And a country that is next to us, which is South Africa, they have asked us to share this because they want to introduce this as well, because it is really working. And again, we all know that in this part of Africa, we have a lot of unskilled people. We have a lot of course, jobs are quite an issue in our side of the world. So this is empowering and, of course, telling women that they can stand up and work for themselves and be breadwinners like they are, and really work hard to make sure that the home grounds and home family, the children, are benefiting from all of this. So I'd just like to say thank you for sharing, and I would like to gladly share and, of course, show some of the products next time. Maybe we can even talk more. I can do the power presentation so that you can also see how these factories, mini factories are looking like, see how these rural women are really making a difference in their living right now, from where they started to what they are doing now. It is a beautiful project. Thank you so much for granting me this opportunity to share. I'd love to be part of Zonta International.
Yeah, you can consider becoming our member. Huh? That Elle, do you want to give some kind of feedback?
Oh, well, short time is will definitely be good to have another talk with the presentation, because now I can only use my head to imagine how the container looks like, how the product looks like. But if you have any other like social media platform, you are welcome to share at the message side that we can see it. Yes, so but overall it's really lovely to see like such a great work over there in Swatini.
Yeah, maybe Elle, you can consider to go to visit Swatini. And I think our members from our embassy will welcome you well.
Well, I've been there every year actually. But
really?
Just this year, I've been there 4 times or 5 times. So I know Mataba, I know everywhere. And yes, but just this year, my colleague will go there on behalf of Love Binti. So I'm not the one going. I'm actually going to Taiwan soon. So yes.
So anyone from your group, from your team, if they plan to go to Swatini, so who actually right now on this Zoom, who they can contact? Is Sophie or is it Josephine or who else?
Hello.
Okay, I saw the lady wearing a face mask.
Me.
Can you speak in Mandarin?
Actually, yes, I am Sophie Wee.
Sophie Lee.
Not me.
So maybe any of you, I mean, in the embassy can just leave your contact way to Elle or maybe anyway to the organization. And if they have anyone plan to go to Swatini, they can contact you directly, and then maybe you can organize a special meeting with the lady that just talked. I just cannot remember which organization that she belongs to, but anyway, you can have a meeting together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Toki from Vulnerable Market Project and Business Women Eswatini. That is me.
Okay.
Nice
All
to
right.
meet you.
So another good connection. Okay.
Well, if there are more questions or like the future connection that we want to have, you are welcome to send us the email. My email is very straightforward. It's l@lovefinty.org. So if you have any questions, you are very welcome to send us the questions, and then I will share to relatives, the speakers, to Sophie or Susan's. Yes.
And I also read some message from Sophie Wee. Are you from Korea? Sophie?
Yes,
Sophie
I'm
Wee.
from South Korea. Can you hear me?
Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes, I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yes. Yes.
Do you want to say something?
I'm sorry, I joined this session late, so I didn't fully understand. So I understand there are some projects about sewing machine. So they make their own things in their home. So this is a really good project. And our organization also, we try to make woman empowerment. So, and that project is really good for our organization also. So I want to share, I want to get some information about that project. So yeah, so I want to share the email address.
So you also belong to so-called International Women Peace Group, right?
Yes, totally IWPG.
Okay. So if necessary, you can just use the email address L just provided. You can try
Yes,
to contact them. Yeah, contact Love Binti.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Can I share our IWPG session post link on chatting room?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Please.
Very welcome.
Mm-hmm. Any other comments or recommendations? Maybe next time, 1 month later, we can have another Zoom meeting again with Love Binti. So many questions, so many. Anyway, really, everybody inspired. Yes. Yeah.
I have a question. This is actually not a question, a request, I would say. Normally when Love Binti do the online chat, and thank you so much for Zonta here for invitation, but can we have a photo together?
Oh yeah, yes, sure.
Before we left the Zoom, and like if
at least
everybody will like.
I saw still have 30 participants here. So yes, please. So Kim, are you there? Ted and Kim?
Yes, I'm here.
Can we take a group photo right now?
Yeah, so
we wait a little bit so everybody can open their.
Yeah, switch on your camera, please.
So I will count to
so
three.
Show your beautiful face, okay? And smile. Maybe you can consider to take off your face mask. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll count to 3.
Okay. Smile.
1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Done. Thank you.
Okay. Again, thank you for your enthusiasm and support to this event. Maybe we will see again online. Okay. Good night. Good afternoon. Good morning.
I'm sorry.
Good afternoon.
Who's going to
ask,
pardon?
can I ask more information about the email address? Because I don't know whose email address.
Sophie,
the
we wrote it
information.
in the chat room. The one saying l@lovebinti.org.
Let me just send it
I mean,
again.
the name.
You
Whose
just search
address
for
is it?
Love Binti. The address with Love Binti is quite easy. Love Binti, Binti.
Is it, I mean, how can I, how do I know the name? Whose email address? Can I know the
Okay,
email
it's
address?
L Young.
Yeah, thank you.
It's L Young. Thank you.
ELLE. Yeah.
Here.
Can you see?
L Young.
ELLE at lovebinti.org,
Okay, thank you.
right?
Let me know your name.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations to our speakers today. Very successful.
Okay, have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
Hope to
you.
see
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks for the
Governor.
opportunity, Vivian.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Emotional and a very, very good experience. And I think we still have to learn so much about other countries and where we can help to empower women. I mean, it's just endless work, and I appreciate to all those young people who are involved and doing their utmost best to teach the women how to help themselves. I mean, it's just amazing. And from the bottom of my heart, I just can say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Anna belong to Zonta Club of Taipei Cosmo, same club with Lydia. And how about Paul Chen? 曾秘书吗？曾秘书。Paul Chen, are you from the embassy? Paul Chen, Paul Zhen, sorry, SEONG. Are you from embassy? No.
South Korea. Okay, switch on your microphone.
South Korea. Okay. Good.
Yes.
You're from South Korea?
Yeah, I'm from South
Which
Korea.
organization do you belong to?
I'm from International Women Peace Group, IWPG. Yeah.
Oh, the same, IWPG.
Yes.
Okay, good. So actually, several members today actually attended our event, right? From IWPG. I know.
Yes.
Actually yesterday they also have some other members online. Okay.
Okay, I just want to say congratulations. It's a very good conferences, and so people get to know how Love Binti started from zero to nowadays that they have covered such a big land of Africa, helping women in need.
So that's a magic.
Right. And especially that we have Zonta and institutes of the same, same mind.
Yeah,
that can work together to further develop the goals, the projects to reach the goals of helping women. Okay, this is what I want to say. Thank you very much.
At least they are very young, and we are a little bit old.
Not at all. Okay. Very good. Okay. So.
And also thank you, Li Jie Hao, for your help. Yeah, you help a lot. Very helpful.
Thank you. I will, as long as I can be of some help. This is great. I cannot do things to directly help the women, so with a little bit of help, whatever I can. So
anyway, you have to consider joining Taipei Cosmo. Okay. Two of them still here, Anna plus Lillian and Olivia and Angela all belong to Taipei Cosmo. Okay.
All right. Okay, when I have time, I will really put it into consideration. All right.
I don't want to take you too much time, right, Anna?
Right.
So Anna, you're the president of Cosmo?
Previous one.
Okay.
Past president, previous
All
one.
right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Happy.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I think I will have to leave. And Elle, I would like to say hello and goodbye to Elle. She's so far away.
And where's Kim? Kim is still here. She's actually he's actually on vacation. But anyway, he gave his time to us this evening.
And I think
Thank you.
Susan and Sophie have left. But anyway, Elle, so please say our appreciations to them. All right. All right.
Yes, I will. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.